Here with UT Dallas head volleyball coach Marci Sanders off a 3-1 weekend at the Colorado College Tournament. Long road trip, about a 12-hour road trip out to Colorado Springs over the weekend. Talk about the weekend overall and how your feelings after that trip.
Well, I was really excited about the result that we came out with, but before that, I mean, it was a really fun trip for the kids. I mean, we got to go to the Olympic Training Center. We actually stopped at the Big Texan in Amarillo, and so with the roster that we have, and then as many new kids as we have, I think it was a great bonding opportunity for the girls. And you know, when you spend 24 hours on a bus together, at the beginning it's fun. At the end, you're just ready to get home. But it was a good trip, and I think the girls had a lot of fun and ended up with quite a bit of success coming out of it.
3 big wins over the weekend, 2 sweeps over Texas Lutheran, which you had faced the previous weekend, and Wheaton College out of Illinois. The big win of the weekend was a 5-set win over Colorado College, where you were trailing 13-5 in the 5th set. Talk a little bit about that match and how you basically made that comeback without timeouts, because you were already out of timeouts before you got in that deficit.
Yeah, well, you brought up TOU. They're a lot better. You know, they actually probably should have beat us the first set, but we held on and came back. And after that, you know, it was kind of the same result as the previous weekend. But going into Colorado College, we knew and we talked about it was a huge opportunity for us with them being ranked and a regional opponent. So we got in and took care of business, and Colorado College started playing a little bit better. But, yeah, I think the kids just never gave up in that 5th set. And, you know, I had to make quite a few lineup changes, not only because of injuries, but just strategically. And in that 5th set, yeah, it looked a little scary for a while, but our kids just controlled their unforced errors, and we forced Colorado College into some unforced errors and got them rattled. And in all honesty, our kids did what they needed to do, and Colorado College ended up beating themselves by making quite a few hitting errors. But, you know, Christina Murphy came off the bench for us in that 5th set, and I think ended up hitting 500 or 600 and did the things we needed her to do. So I think she was a huge difference maker for us in that 5th set against Colorado College.
On Saturday, another ranked opponent you faced, Pacific Lutheran, lost the first 2 sets, rallied back to win 3 and 4 before falling in 5. Did the Colorado College match help you for that situation, knowing that it's possible to come back on a team you're never down and out?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. As I've mentioned throughout the preseason, we came in with some injuries and have had some that we weren't really expecting, and so I had some decisions to make over the weekend whether I wanted to try to arrest those injuries going into starting conference tomorrow night, and that's what we decided. And so we made quite a few lineup changes actually, and actually moved Dana Hilzendagger, who's one of our better outsides, to libero in that match, and then had 2 freshmen playing on the outside for us, or a freshman and a transfer new to the program on the outside for us. So we came back in those 2 sets with that lineup, and we had never done it in practice before, so I just kind of threw it at the kids, and again, got down in that 5th set, just couldn't get out of a rotation, and I think Pacific Lutheran, even though they lost to Colorado College, is probably a little bit faster in transition, and you know, we struggled with that on our block and everything. So we learned we need to serve a little bit tougher, pass a little bit better, and try to get a first ball side out as quickly as we can in that 5th set.
Now the unofficial preseason is over now, and the conference play begins Tuesday night at Tyler. What do you tell the fans about what we can expect out of ASC East play this year?
Oh man, you know, we've seen some video of Tyler, and Coach Truitt's done a good job of recruiting over there, and they're a lot better than they have been in the past. And I think that Rob Frost over at UMHB has done a tremendous job. Again, they beat us last year. So these first 2 conference matches for the East are going to be tough ones. And again, that's why we were trying to go in healthy to these. So we're still questionable as far as what's going to happen going into tomorrow, but I think if we can play like we did over the weekend, it's going to be a good match for us. But it's always hard to play at Tyler. It's always hard to travel on the road. So these 2 are going to be pretty tough. The East is definitely better, and it's just going to make our conference better overall.